Morning, and it's an early one for me. I am aching today. My legs ache, my knee aches, my back aches, even the edge of my hand aches. Combination of exercising, which is good, and kind of working from home and sitting in the same position, which is good, but not great on certain muscle groups and that sort of thing. So I'm going to start today with a little yoga session. So let's get started. Hi folks, here we are, and it is day 23, 178 days to go to the marathon. It's nearly 12 hours since I got up and started the day, which is pretty good for me at the moment. It's actually 6 months today since the ballot results for the London Marathon came out, which was a really strange day. We'd been tipped off 2 weeks earlier that we might have those ballot places through the Real Buzz website, and I was actually at work when I found out. My students were just going out for their coffee break. I looked down at my phone to see an email. So my students at the Forest of Dean campus witnessed my excitement of finding out that I definitely had my place. First thing I did was texted the lovely Mr Higgs to tell him, yes, got the place. And then I rang my dad and had a rather amusing phone call. So I was super excited, really pleased to be having a second chance at running the marathon. Rang my dad, said, Dad, I've got a place for the London Marathon. And he said, and? And I said, and woohoo! At which point I could hear the relief in his voice when he said, oh, I thought you were going to tell me I had to run it with you. Well, it's lovely that my dad thinks that that's how London Marathon works. Not quite, Dad, not quite. But it did make me worry a little bit that he thinks that I might be trying to drag him around 26.2 miles when he is not a runner. bless him. I seem to have got a little bit of a reputation, but I'm not quite sure what's caused that. So 6 months since ballot results came out, which means it's 6 months since I made first contact with my personal trainer, Alex Gribbin PT. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about how that has worked and a little bit about him as well. So I went straight from work to the gym and I thought, right, I've got my swimming stuff in my car, no more excuses, I need to go, I'm going to start my training today. Not that I needed to particularly start that early, but I wanted to make sure my fitness levels were good. I went in, spoke to Sophia on reception and said, I've got a place for a London Marathon, I need to know which PT to go for. And she said straight away, you need to speak to Alex. Turns out Alex had run the Bournemouth Marathon just a week or so before that day. And the first message I received from Alex just made me laugh so loudly. So really lovely, really polite, friendly, and he said, I ran Bournemouth Marathon and it was something like 3 hours 58 minutes, what's your target? And my reply was survival. My target is survival, Alex. Because of course at the point when the ballot results came out, I wasn't fully back into running, so I was feeling a little bit nervous about starting the training. I knew I could do the distance. What I didn't know was whether the training would make me ill like it had done previously when I was quite poorly with my post-viral fatigue. So what I really liked straight away was Alex made that real effort to get to know me, my medical needs, my fitness needs, and kind of where I was fitness level wise. And those first few sessions I found really quite intimidating, scary in a way. And I can remember being on the treadmill during those early sessions when the speed was going higher than I was happy with, and being convinced that I was going to pass out or fall off, or just quite scared. The really nice thing is that when I went out from my 6k run yesterday, I got my breathing right, and I did exactly what Alex was trying to get me to do on the treadmill all those months ago. So I could definitely see the progress I'm making. Alex is great. He's great with communication. He's working so hard during this self-isolation period and lockdown to make sure all of us clients are supported. He's really positive, encouraging, and really pushing me. So pushing me to a point where I am training and making progress, but not injuring myself or anything like that. So he's picked me up when I've been feeling low and celebrating my successes as well, which is, I suppose, everything you want, really. So yeah, I think he's brilliant, but there we go. I'm one of the final 14. So yeah, the breathing has really improved, and part of that has been my swimming training, but also just being able to hear that nagging voice in my head saying what I need to be doing. And finally I'm listening, which is great. So today's activity, I started bright and breezy with some yoga at about 20 to 7, I think it was. Working from home, and then my treat after my day at the laptop was a nice half an hour walk over to Lidl to do the food shopping. Lovely Mr Higgs met me there, so we did not go in together. No, we did not. He just gave me a lift home. And to be honest, because of the amount I bought, I wouldn't have managed to carry it home. But I thought, actually, let's just buy enough to make it through the week easily so that I don't have to go shopping again. If you watched the full hyperlapse of the yoga from this morning, you'll notice I'm not looking particularly happy throughout the yoga. It's not because I wasn't enjoying it, that's my concentration face. So I'm sorry if that offends you, but that's just what happens. But it was good fun. I used Yoga with Adrian, her channel. So if you want to have a look at that, I will put the link in the description. And yeah, I am off to warm up some soup out of the freezer. That's right, homemade. And then just enjoy a nice long weekend with the lovely Mr Higgs. not sure what the weekend holds, probably some gardening for him if it stays dry, some bits and bobs and maybe a bit of crafting for me, regardless of the weather, and definitely some running. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe and well, and be sensible. Stay home, and we'll see you over the weekend. Bye.